So, I want to talk to a very specific person today. If this isn't you, that's fine. You can stick around. But this is one for one kid. You're 17, 18, 19. You're about to get on a plane, or you just got off one. You're in your bedroom packing, or you're in a dorm somewhere that isn't home. Toronto, London, Boston, Sydney. It doesn't matter. And right now, probably late at night, where you are, you're feeling something you don't have a word for it yet. And you don't really want to call anyone because you don't even know what you're going to say. Now, I want to talk about this because I was that kid. I was that kid when I was 17, and a few years ago, I landed in Canada with two suitcases and a phone that wouldn't stop buzzing. And nobody told me the one thing I'm about to tell you. So, let me tell you about my first night, because I remember it really clearly. I was in a dorm, sharing it, and here's something that doesn't translate well outside my culture. Well, let me explain. I never in my entire life lived with another human being that I didn't know. Not once. I shared rooms, but I always had my own room growing up, my own door, my own walls. That's just how it's for most kids in Turkey. Your room is your room, period, end of story. And here I was at 17, lying in a bed, about 6 feet from a guy I had known for like 4 hours, and he was already asleep. I could hear him breathing, snoring, and I just lay there, staring at the ceiling. And it hit me. I have nowhere. I have nowhere to go. Like, even if I wanted to cry or call someone, there was nothing to do. There were no walls anywhere. Not in the room, not in my head, not anywhere in my life anymore. The privacy was gone for the first time ever. And that night, something started cracking up in me that nobody had me warned about. And it took me years to put words on it. So, I'm gonna give you the words now. Because if I had them at 17, the next 4, 5, 6 years of my whole life would have gone really differently. Here it is. The one thing nobody tells you before you go study abroad. Ready? You're not going to find yourself out there. You're going to lose yourself. You're not going to find yourself. You're going to lose yourself. That's it. That's the whole video. The rest of this is just me explaining what that means and what you do about it. Because you got sold a lie. I got sold it. Every kid who ever got on a plane to study abroad got sold it. Go far, find yourself. You've heard it 1,000 times. It's on every brochure, every Instagram caption, every aunt who hugs you at the airport. Go, go, go. You'll find yourself out there, right? You heard about this. It's not true. Or okay, it's kinda. But they got the word completely wrong. You don't find yourself by leaving. You lose yourself. And nobody warned you because if they had, half of you would have gotten on that plane at the first time. Here's what I mean. Think about who you were before you left. That kid had a whole scaffolding holding him up that he didn't even know that was there. Your family at the dinner table. The language people answered you back in. The street you knew by smell. Like you knew which corner had the simit guy, the which apartment had the loud dog. Your friends from high school who'd known you since you were 11. The version of you that everyone in your life had agreed on for years. That's what we call the norm. That's Kaan. He's the funny one. That's Kaan. He's the smart one. That's Kaan. He's the one who's going to Canada. All of that, every single piece of it is gone the second you walk out of arrivals. And what's left? Just you in a room with your suitcases and a random stranger breathing 6 feet away. And honestly, it's not a lot. It feels like nothing. Because most of you, who you thought you were, was actually those people, those streets, that language, the norm. You just didn't know it because you'd never been without them. That was the safety. So, here's the deal nobody told you about. You spend the next 2, 3, 4 years finding out what's actually yours, what survives when everything that was propping you up is gone. And whatever's left at the end of that, that's the only thing that was ever really you. Everything else was borrowed. That's the bargain. You're welcome. Now, here's the part that's even worse. Because losing yourself out there is one thing, but here's the thing nobody tells you about back home either. Home changes. Home changes while you're gone. And it's not in the way you think. For the first 6 months, you ache for it. You're scrolling up old photos at 2 a.m., watching Turkish YouTube, texting the group chat from high school, even when you got nothing to say. You're homesick in a way that's almost romantic, like you're staring in a sad movie about yourself. That part is fine. That part everyone gets. Then you go back. First winter break, maybe summer, and something is off. You can't put your finger on it for the first day or two. Then it starts hitting you. Your friends are joking about some teacher and you don't remember him. A cafe opened that you never been to. Your little cousin grew like 6 centimeters and like looks at you weird. Who's this guy? Your mother mentions a relative and you genuinely have no idea who she talking about. And you laugh. You play it off. But inside there's this wait. What's going on? Home kept moving while you were gone. It didn't pause for you. It couldn't. Here's the part that actually hurts. And most people don't admit this for years. You kept moving too. You came back with new words, new opinions. You said actually too much. You laughed at a joke a beat too late because you were still translating it in your head. Your mother looked at you like 2 seconds too long at a dinner one night, and neither of you said anything, but you both knew. Nobody rejected you. Your family didn't stop loving you. Nothing dramatic happened, but something was different. The vibe was different in the room, and nobody had a name for it. That's the cost. That's what's not on the brochure that is being advertised to you. And the sooner you stop pretending it isn't real, the sooner you can actually start building something with what's true. Because the only thing that is true is the truth. Because pretending is what kills people, not the leaving, the pretending. Now, here's where the most kids mess this up, and I watched it happen, like in real time, in dorms, around me, for 4 or 5 years. Two ways people screw this up. Group one, they cling. They find other Turks, the other Arabs, the other Chinese kids, the other Indian kids, whoever their community resembles, and they build a tiny little replica of home in the corner of the campus. They eat the same food, speak the same language, date inside the group, never make a friend outside it. And look, community is good, it's one of the most important things. I'm not anti that. But these kids aren't choosing community. They're scared. They're scared of losing the version of themselves that have arrived. So they freeze it. They put it in a box. And 4 years later, they leave it with the same kid they came with. Except now he's also a little bit bitter. Because he never really left. Group two does the opposite. They run. They drop the accent on purpose. They stop calling home as much. They get quiet when their mom sends voice notes in front of new friends. They eat the food, drink the drinks, do the things, and they're like, I'm free. I made it. I'm Western now. I'm Western now. They're not free. They're hollow. They ripped out the floor and didn't build a new one. I've seen these guys at 24, and they lost it in a way that's actually kind of scary. Both groups are running from the same thing. They're both running from what we just said, that you can't go back to who you were, and you can't fully become whatever's around you. And the only honest move is to stay in the in between and build something there, the in between. And that is hard. Nobody throws parties for the in between kids. There is no club for it. But that's where the people worth listening to actually live, every single one of them. So, if you're that kid, the one in the dorm right now, or the one in that plane ticket with the plane ticket on his desk, staring at a ceiling and feeling something that he can't name, here's what I would actually tell you. Just four things. Call your mom, and when you do, tell her one true thing. Doesn't have to be heavy. I'm cold. I miss the bread. I don't know how to do my laundry. One true sentence. Honesty. Most of us, when we call home in front of those first months, we stay on the surface. We talk about the classes, the weather, what we ate, what's safe, safety. We don't tell them what we actually feel because we don't want to worry you about them. We don't want to worry them. But the surface, that doesn't fix anything. One true sentence does. Try it. You'll be shocked what it does for her and for you and for your connection. Two, find one person who sees you and doesn't judge. And here I'm gonna walk back something I normally tell people in this situation. Because I want to be honest with you. Most YouTube videos about this say find someone who isn't from where you're from. Mix, diversity, diversify, right? My best friend in Canada was Turkish, from Turkey, same as me, spoke the same language, had the same parents calling me every Sunday, the whole thing. It was the same. And he's the reason I didn't fall apart. So I'm not gonna give you basically go diversify because that rule is wrong. The real rule isn't about where they're from, it's about whether they see you or not. If they don't see you and if they don't judge you when you're at your weirdest, when you're homesick, and they don't even flinch, it doesn't matter if they're from Istanbul or Idaho. One person who sees you and stays. That's the cure. Not more friends, one person. Three, cook your food badly in a tiny kitchen when you're tired, when you don't feel like it. There's something your body remembers that your brain forgets, and it lives in food. I don't know how to explain this scientifically, but it's real. Make the dishes from home, even if they're bad, especially if they're bad. And the last one, this is the one I wish someone had told me. Write down who you're right now. Like sit down tonight, open your notes app, and write down what you believe, what you're scared of, what you want, how you talk, what makes you laugh. Because in 6 months, you will not be able to see this person anymore. In 2 years, you will barely recognize him, and he's worth remembering. Nobody else is going to remember him for you. Your parents have a version of him, your friends have a version, but the actual him that's about to disappear forever. And the only person with a chance of catching him is you, tonight, before you fall asleep. That's it. That's what I wanted to say. So, when they tell you to go find yourself out there, just remember, that's not what's about to happen. You're going to lose yourself first. You have to. And then, slowly, over years, you're going to find out what's actually left. And whatever you find, that's the only thing that was ever real for you. You're gonna be okay. Not because it gets easy, it really doesn't. In some ways, it gets harder. But because the kid who comes out at the other side on the next 4 years is gonna be sharper and a lot more honest than the kids with the suitcases. So, just be a little gentle with him while he's getting there. He's doing something most people are way too scared to do. Stay safe.